Hey guys, I'm Tyler. I'm here with Aaron Scanlon and Michael Fisher. Back on Shoot Your Shot. Eric Scanlon, sorry. We're here today to discuss the madness that is March. Is that right?
Right, sounds about right.
Cool. Mike, what are your thoughts? First weekend.
Well, predicted it basically.
Oh, did you?
I mean,
first of all, how's your bracket look, sir?
Pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have my whole Final Four alive, so I'm not too worried there.
That's impressive.
I have Kentucky on a coin flip over Arizona, Gonzaga, Purdue, and Kansas.
Okay.
I had A&M winning in the second round. I had Xavier losing.
Two.
To Missouri, but I still had them losing, so I really didn't lose any points on them.
I'll give you props.
And I didn't think Virginia was going to lose to a 16. I'm going to take credit there, but I didn't think they'd do very well because they're a defensive team.
Yeah, we had discussed.
We had discussed it, so
we had multiple friends tell us that Virginia was going to win it all, and we were very, very adamant.
Yeah, Virginia
was not getting past Kentucky, Arizona, whoever they.
No, exactly. So
and, they didn't. To be fair, I was on the Arizona hype train, and that obviously
they
was
crashed
also,
and burned really fast.
Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. I saw Arizona practice live, and they did not look good, except for they got to get paid.
Should have let me know.
Allegedly.
He was definitely paid.
Allegedly. I mean.
Yeah, next time let me know about
Where
those
was
brackets.
that?
Yeah, been great for my bracket. Any other thoughts?
I think this is what we expected. It was not a year where there were any strong favorites. Nobody's looked really dominant.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe Villanova, and Duke really hasn't been challenged either.
True.
Which is surprising for Duke.
Yeah, I thought Rhode Island would give them a little bit of trouble, to be honest.
Yeah, but I think it's what we expected. A little sad that Bombo left early with Texas. Trae Young left early. Ayton, as we talked about, left early. So it's not a really exciting tournament. And then here's the problem: we have a lot of upsets. We now got to watch Loyola Chicago play Nevada.
Yes.
Which is
really
fun, but it's not. No one. I bet you no one outside of Mountain West zones I don't think anyone can name a player on Loyola Chicago.
Yeah,
besides the sister that's like 98 years old that everyone's really in love with.
Yeah,
no
international icon.
Yeah, but so that's what happens when you have a lot of
upsets. On that freshman note, could we make a conclusion that freshmen one and dones are not the key to success in March?
Unless Duke wins the championship.
Unless Duke wins the championship. But like the veterans that are dominating with Villanova are different than those one and done superstars, like you're saying, Bomba, Trae Young, Ayton, Colin Sexton, those guys, Lonnie Walker from Miami, those guys all pretty much blew it right away. Colin Sexton got his team in the second round.
Yeah, but Trae Young didn't have any help. We knew that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bomba put up a good
Bomba
fight
fouled
against
out,
Nevada.
otherwise they would have won.
Yeah.
That was the only problem there.
Ayton was triple teamed.
Ayton didn't want to play.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Ayton was like, I'm going to the NBA.
Yeah. I'm getting a quick double-double and I'm out.
Yeah, so I mean...
It's just interesting.
This year, for sure, it proved. But then again, the most senior team was Virginia, who's had 2 number 1 seeds in the last 3 years, and they lost by 20 to UMBC.
And Michigan State has some veteran leadership, and they also fell in the second round.
I mean, it's sort of hit or miss. I mean, there's no proof right now. We need to wait a couple more rounds.
Okay, cool. What are your thoughts from opening weekend?
Well, definitely a lot of upsets, a lot of things we weren't expecting, but kind of like Michael said, there weren't any powerhouses this year, so I can't really say that a lot of it wasn't unexpected. So I mean, overall, it's kind of been an entertaining tournament, but due to the fact that there haven't been those powerhouses at the same time, it's not been that great.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something like we all expected it to be crazy.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of did you predict the right upsets?
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing, based on how ESPN looks and stuff, most brackets are not very good.
No brackets survived opening weekend on ESPN. So.
Yeah, I mean, what's the most surprising game to you guys that stuck out?
Virginia.
Virginia won?
Getting killed.
Okay, let's say it's the Virginia game. Obviously, no one predicted that number one was going to lose to 16. Sorry.
I mean, are you going first round or just in general?
The whole game.
I mean, pretty surprising. I think that Buffalo beat Arizona the way they did.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, after the game, you realize Arizona can't shoot threes.
Yeah.
So I think that was the most surprising to me, was still the fact that you have DeAndre Ayton. You should be the number 1 overall pick against a team from the MAC.
Yeah, you two 7-footers on that team, and Cheer was still playing.
Yeah, you should be able to beat Buffalo, but that would be my most surprise, especially the way it went down.
Yeah, with how dominant.
Yeah, because I mean, like Loyola Chicago, those were both buzzer beaters.
Yeah.
I mean, but I would have to go probably Buffalo beating Arizona just the way they did.
Yeah.
I would probably go Loyola Chicago winning in the buzzer beater. I mean, granted, watching that whole game, you kind of knew it was going to be close, but I don't think going into that, you really expected something like that to happen.
Yeah, true. I mean, shout out to our home team, Boise State, who did beat Loyola Chicago this year.
34.
And we are now at home and they are in the Sweet 16, so good for
first
them.
round of the NIT.
Yes. I'm going to go, I know you said you predicted A&M to beat UNC. I didn't think A&M would crush UNC.
I didn't think they'd by that much, but.
I mean, Joel Berry and May, they were both solid veteran leadership on UNC. And I mean, obviously, reigning champs don't necessarily always succeed the next year, but to see them get blown out by A&M the way they did was surprising to me.
From what I knew about this season, though, A&M's basketball team is a lot like their football team. They're freakishly talented, and then they just find a way to lose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, if they made it to the Final Four, I would not be surprised, because those guys can run it.
Yeah.
It's insane. And then they just get there in their own way, players get suspended, and you're like, oh look, is Kevin Sumlin coaching the basketball team too?
Yeah.
Just like the fact that Johnny Manziel could never win an SEC title.
Shout out to George H.W. Bush for picking A&M to win it all. So, at least he's still in the bracket.
He's still alive, unlike most people, so.
Most entertaining game, sans the 16 seed crushing the ones.
Wow.
Like you said with the Buffalo game, crushing the ones.
Crushing them. Most exciting. I mean, I think you got to give a shout out to Nevada coming from 22 down against Cincinnati. That was interesting, but at the same time, it's not really fun. I mean, I like entertaining for back and forth games. It's not fun when one team is just like failing to compete. Entertaining, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's fair. There's a few good.
There's a few good games. Yeah, I mean, I really like the Bucknell Michigan State game. I like high scoring games, so I'd have to go. Or really, actually, two of the Rhode Island, Oklahoma. Because Trae Young brought his team back and then lost. Or Nevada, Texas, because that game went to overtime. It was really exciting.
Yeah. Good. Cool.
I might even still have to go Loyola Chicago over Miami just because.
That was a good game.
Again, a lot of back and forth, and then the buzzer beater too.
But it's not fair. God's on their side, so like you knew they were.
Well, but I guess.
I mean,
Sister Jean or whatever.
Is God really going to favor the Hurricanes from Miami?
No,
probably not. Turnover chain or not.
Whatever
they can bring, it's not going to work. I would agree with you too as well. The Nevada-Cincinnati game was crazy. The Nevada-Texas game was great. Rhode Island Oklahoma was great.
Yep.
Shout out to Michigan's latest buzzer beater as
well.
well.
Yeah, and then Houston's game against San Diego State was
Houston's SDSU game was also very good.
Shout out, what was it, John Gray?
Rob Gray,
39 points and
I picked
Houston
SDSU
scored
to
64.
pull that upset, and I was heartbroken watching them.
I was just impressed he had like 2/3 of his team's points.
Yeah. Well, I was actually at one of the games at Taco Bell Arena, and I was watching it on my phone, like watching Rob Gray, like every other play was him scoring, and I was like, holy crap, SDSU, you are single-handedly blowing this game to this ponytail man. He's kicking your butt, and I didn't know what to do.
He's making the man bun cool again.
Yeah, it was cool. It was something I'm considering it now. So
yeah, that guy at Virginia.
Yeah.
So who you got? You obviously have to redo your bracket, so.
It's not completely done. I did have Gonzaga.
You had Arizona.
I did have Villanova, so I'm 2 of 4, which is terrible.
All right, well, I mean, all right, so you got 2 of 4, but who you got elsewhere?
Yeah. Obviously, picking Kentucky out of the South because.
You're picking against God.
Because there's no one else in that bracket. First of all, on this Kentucky note, they could potentially have as far as I can see, the easiest route to the Final Four ever.
They could play,
because they play a 12, a 13, a 9, and then they could potentially play 11.
And then they could potentially play a 7 if A&M wins. They could make it to the final not playing a seed higher than them as a 5.
That's impressive. That is one of the most.
After Calipari complained that he was in the toughest region.
Yeah, I mean, and easy's all, relative. Like, Nevada's a tough out. Kansas State.
Yeah, but they're not Villanova.
I don't know if Kansas State's any good because they barely.
They look good against Creighton.
They didn't look good against UMBC.
Well, I mean, that was
but
a hard game to watch. Yeah, exactly. Albany looked great, though.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. But I think Kentucky is more talented. I mean, they are more talented than any team in that region. So
they should win.
They should roll to the Final Four to play, ideally, not ideally, but in my opinion, Gonzaga.
Yeah.
I think Gonzaga has a little bit of youthful talent, but
they also have a pretty easy.
They also have a pretty easy road because of that.
Because of the Xavier and the UNC loss.
And the UNC loss. So I mean, Michigan's there, but Michigan didn't look great.
They beat A&M.
And we'll see how they do against A&M. And I thought Gonzaga looked really good against Ohio State. They weren't perfect, and they let Ohio State back in the game, but for them, I mean, for about 35, 40 minutes, they dominated that game. And then, yeah, I had Michigan State winning. That obviously backfired.
Yeah.
Really had a lot of faith in Bridges. And apparently not happening this year.
So who you got now?
Still don't believe in Kansas whatsoever. Clemson looked surprisingly good against Auburn, but I don't trust them. So Duke, because Duke has a loaded roster. No. I think Syracuse is terrible. I think Syracuse is only in this because of the tournament committee got them in it, and I think the only reason they're still in it is because Jim Boeheim is a good coach.
That's what a lot of people say about VCU. Remember, with Shaq and Smart.
You're right. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not gonna explain the March Madness. The fact that Syracuse is still in this after playing Michigan State is still unbelievable to me. I'm still flustered about it, but that's the reality of it. So they're going to lose to Duke by a lot.
Oh, okay. All right.
A lot.
All right.
And then Duke, I think, will overcome.
So somehow you didn't even fill out a bracket. So I don't even know why we let you on this show.
You filled out a second chance bracket.
I did.
Okay, so all right, you fill out your second chance bracket. What are we looking at
It's
here?
a second chance after.
You're not having a first chance.
Well, I have Villanova winning it all.
Wow, ballsy.
Yeah, well, 85 over, to 88 over, who did I have them playing? Somebody.
All right, well, Villanova's going to beat somebody.
Villanova's going to beat the person that I predicted is going to go in there. I promise you that.
All right. I mean, I already have mine. Mine's still set. I got Kentucky, I've got Gonzaga, got Purdue, which I'm nervous about, but apparently the engineering students are working on something.
Yeah,
so.
It doesn't sound promising, but it's possible.
And then I've got Kansas, so I'm not worried yet.
Who's your pick to win it all again?
Kansas over Kentucky.
Do you feel confident about it?
Oh, yeah.
Do you actually feel
Yeah,
confident?
I mean, everyone always trashes on Kansas. They haven't lost yet.
Yeah.
There was an article written why they were supposed to lose to Penn.
They don't look very good.
I think that's who I have them beating. Villanova beating Kansas.
That would be impossible.
Or wait, no, who is it?
Villanueva is an NBA player, not Villanova.
Villanova. Yeah.
I like them. Yeah.
He's making up colleges at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
You got Vanilla. I should have said, but I have Villanova beating the Zags.
Okay. Who you got in the NIT?
Ooh, Penn State. Riding with the train.
Utah. I don't know.
Utah's still in it, so
Hey, he nailed it.
I watched Utah versus LSU yesterday.
Yeah, Utah.
St. Mary's, best team left.
St. Mary's.
Yeah.
They're a good team.
Which USC lost,
Wouldn't be
by the way,
impressed.
to Western Kentucky.
I
So.
wouldn't be surprised.
On Pac-12.
Cool. Any other notes about March Madness?
No, it's the best time of the year.
Get it over with.
Favorite what?
Yeah.
Yeah, favorite time of the year.
Why would you? Yeah, you.
Sorry about Aaron being a downer, but
you can't see it, but he's sitting on a booster seat, so he doesn't look like a horse jockey. So.
He's never changed that hat in 17 years. How long have you had that hat?
Like 2 years.
Nah, I don't think so.
I mean, honestly, like these last 4 days of March Madness,
been great.
like it really lifted my spirits back up, and I loved it. And I'm super excited for the next couple weeks.
All right, well, then you remember you're a Sonics fan. They don't exist anymore.
Bring them back.
Speaking of the Sonics, let's go to the NBA.
Yes.
Season's winding down right now.
Yeah.
Do you want to? So I believe you're an NBA expert, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
So you want to tell?
why we brought him on.
You want to tell about your playoff prediction, especially in the East?
Yeah. So Western Conference got Golden State meeting the Rockets. Obviously,
And how many games?
like 6. I'll give the Rockets a fighting chance. I know that obviously the Rockets have looked incredible this year, and that everyone's thinking that they might have a shot this year. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Are you factoring in the fact that Zaza is probably going to pull Harden's beard off or something like that?
He won't get suspended.
Zaza is
No.
a secret weapon, unfortunately. I'm not a Warriors fan. I'm a realist that the Warriors are undeniably great, and the Rockets.
Hey, but what about your Eastern Conference? That's really what I'm here for.
So to the Eastern Conference, the pick has been kind of crumbling a little bit compared to what I had, but the Cavs will not make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They will lose to either the Raptors or Celtics, and the Celtics will make it to the finals. Obviously, the Celtics have been pretty injury-riddled, and if Irving is out for longer than I expect, then that would be an issue. That being said, I still have faith in the Raptors. Go Raptors!
I don't know. The Raptors are kind of choke artists as of the last couple years.
Yes,
So,
yes they are. But they've got to change it out sometimes.
They really
so.
choked. They lost to LeBron
Yeah.
as the lower seed.
Is it choking to lose to LeBron?
I mean, Cleveland, come on.
It's LeBron.
Yeah. This is the year LeBron loses.
He's been to the last 8 finals and won
It's
3
gotta-
of them.
It's got to end sometime. And honestly, their defense on that team is terrible still. They're still like...
Talking Toronto's defense?
No, Cleveland. They're still like close to 500 since that trade, where everyone thought the
Yeah, but
trade
everyone's
was...
been hurt.
Yeah.
So,
Just got Kevin Love back though. 18
Oh, great.
And they just lost their coach.
yeah.
LeBron's the coach. Don't joke about
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Wow.
I feel bad for Lou. Obviously, I want him to be healthy, but they're still not going to make it to the finals.
I find
Or
it
the Eastern
like a-
Conference Finals.
Interesting coincidence that the day after him and LeBron got in that shouting match is I have to step away for health reasons.
Yeah.
LeBron's still going to make it to the finals.
No.
Yet.
I don't think so.
No. You don't think so either?
I think if the
Great.
Celtics get
Believers!
into the squad, I can see the Celtics going over Toronto and Cleveland easily.
Boom.
Easily.
Brad Stevens. Coaches do make a difference.
I mean, in the West, I have the Rockets. They're the second best team in the West. But unfortunately, the Pelicans have been injury riddled. Otherwise, the Pelicans would roll through the Western Conference like nobody's business.
Can you say that with a straight face to the camera for us?
The Pelicans would destroy. Only team to beat the first team
Straight
to
to
beat
the
Harden.
camera. To the camera.
The first team to beat the Rockets was Harden, Paul, and Capella healthy. They were 36-1 with those three playing. But that one lost to the Pelicans. They should have beat them the other night, and then the refs just decided, screw it, we want Houston to win. Because we want them to have the 1 seed. I don't know how that happened. And, yeah, DeMarcus Cousins is healthy. The Pelicans would roll through the Western Conference. No more than 6 games ever.
Yeah.
Roll.
Yeah.
They got hot.
Roll Tide, right?
Rolls on. But the Rockets will make it. They'll beat them this year, and they'll beat the Rockets. Or
I
they'll
think
beat
the
the Warriors.
Sonics have about as good of a chance as the Pelicans.
So the Pelicans are at least going to make the playoffs.
I think the Sonics have a good of a
Okay.
chance to win the championship.
Alright, calm down. And
So-
the Rockets will beat LeBron. LeBron is not going to lose until the finals. He's LeBron.
He will lose in the finals if he gets there.
Yeah, but he's not going to lose before the finals.
It's
Yes,
going to
he
be tough to have Cleveland even getting past the 76ers at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
No!
Trust the process.
What, have they even been close? What was the closest game? Like 20 points?
The 76ers beat Cleveland the other
I mean,
week.
is Cleveland even gonna? We didn't even know if Cleveland's gonna have the 3 seed.
They'll have the 3 seed.
I
They
didn't give
look
I'll
like
give
they're
it
gonna have the
I'll
4
give
or
them a
5 seed.
3 seed.
They've been
They
inconsistent.
will crush the 4-7 teams.
You really think so?
Yeah, because Embiid can't play 5 games in a row.
Yeah, I'm gonna give.
Yeah, but he can't play 5 games
Yeah,
in
but then
a
you
row.
still have Simmons.
Who
who's
can't shoot.
athletic. Well,
The
yeah,
Sixers
you can do
are-
everything else.
Oh, great! So he's
LeBron can't shoot either.
But LeBron's averaging 28 points a game.
That's true. I can give him that.
The Sixers are 3 years away. The Bucks are 2 years away to 3 years away if they can get another talent
5
position.
years away.
The Bucks are 2 years away if Jabari Parker stays healthy.
Exactly.
Then
which
they
is
find a
probably
coach
not
that
gonna happen.
actually can stay with the team.
And then
The Sixers
Wizards
fucked
are
up.
the Wizards are at their peak.
If the Sixers would have drafted a better player than Markelle Fultz, yes.
Mhm.
But Markelle Fultz has destroyed the process.
Pretty much.
Not destroyed.
He
just
can't
put it on
shoot.
pause. They're
What are you
gonna-
going to do with 2 guards that can't shoot?
They're gonna be in the playoffs.
Who's going to shoot 3-pointers?
Eventually they'll probably move
LeBron.
Simmons to small forward, I would imagine.
Who's going to shoot 3-pointers?
LeBron.
Redick.
Reddick's on a 1-year deal.
He'll
LeBron.
resign.
They're
LeBron's
down.
gonna go.
LeBron is not going to go there.
We know LeBron's
He's going
not
to join
the Sixers.
Carmelo in LA. We've
He's
had
gonna
this
join
discussion.
Paul
I think
George.
Carmelo is going to LA
Yeah.
over Paul George.
Yeah, Paul George is going to stay in Oklahoma City.
Paul George will be in LA next year. Count it.
Actually, LeBron should go to Houston. If he wants to win, he
If
should.
he
He
wants to
should
win,
go
LeBron
to
should
Houston.
definitely go to Houston,
He
and
will.
I'd give him the championship right now.
If LeBron goes
Actually,
to
he should go to the
Houston,
Warriors to replace Kevin Durant,
That
who's
would
now
be-
leaving for UMBC.
Durant has how many more years on his contract?
He's at UMBC now.
Is he?
Yeah, he wanted to go to
He's
a winning
wanted to
team.
get the gold.
Yeah.
How would this affect LeBron's legacy if he goes to Houston? What if Houston wins the title over him and he goes to Houston?
If he does that, he's not going to Houston.
He'll look as bad as Kevin Durant if he
Yeah.
does that.
Will that look worse or just as bad?
I mean,
Just as
if he
bad.
signs with the Western Conference team, it'll look bad because the West, not the Western. If he signs with the Eastern Conference team, it'll look bad. If he signs with the Western Conference team, I'll respect it.
I'd rather him go to the West. He's done too much in the East. It's time to
The
actually
East is
knock
too
off.
easy.
Any coincidence that him and Jordan had played in the East when they were good, and the East sucks,
West Coast, best coast, am I right?
except when it comes to basketball in college,
Except when it comes to the Pac-12.
in football.
Then they suck.
Conference of Champions.
But yeah, I mean, It's going to be an interesting NBA storyline, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Pelicans, Rockets in the finals would be good.
Trailblazers have lost.
Pelicans, Rockets.
Who's your dark horse in the playoffs?
The Pelicans.
Who's your true dark horse?
The Pelicans.
That has a real legit shot.
The Pelicans.
We're not talking about someone who has no shot.
I just told you they beat the Rockets already. Once they should have beat them
The
twice.
Celtics have beaten the Rockets this year, and Golden State.
The Celtics are. How are the Celtics a dark horse?
How are the Pelicans a dark horse?
Because they're the 6th seed.
They don't have a chance though.
Yes, they do. They easily have a chance.
Okay, okay, fine. Pelicans are your dark horse.
Yes, exactly.
Is there a dark horse in the Eastern Conference for you? Anyone that has a legit shot on the top three?
No.
Okay.
I mean, no.
Okay, cool. Dark horse?
Western Conference, Portland. They're really hot right now. Damian Lillard is crushing it.
Really
We'll see
hot.
tonight. After Rockets Blazers, I'll tell you if they're legit or not.
Love it.
Damian Lillard just needs to not be in Portland, but for this year, unfortunately.
I'm happy that he's in Portland. Good for him to make a one of those in between cities.
They won't make it past the
Legit
second round.
chance. Yeah, they're not going to do anything, but at least Portland
It'll
finally
be
having.
interesting to watch.
Portland has been cursed in NBA for a long time. I mean, they have always gotten screwed with everyone, and like.
Yes. Actually, in the Eastern Conference, the Wizards, unless they play LeBron,
Is your dark horse?
they'll lose to LeBron, but they could be.
if John Wall comes back.
No, they could be. They can push the Celtics or the Raptors to 7.
Okay.
They'll get crushed by LeBron in 4.
Okay. Oh,
Just
I'll buy it.
Just by single-handedly LeBron, yes.
Yes.
When you have the greatest player in the world, yes.
Who's your dark horse in the East?
My dark horse in the East, I would probably go with the Wizards too, but I think they need John Wall. Yeah, they can't get past the first round without him.
Okay. I feel you.
Who's your dark horse in the East?
In the East?
The Pistons?
Yikes, not
The
the
Sonics?
Pistons.
Griffin.
Not the Sonics. Yeah,
The
it's-
Hawks?
It's not a very good conference, that's for sure. I'm gonna.
You don't want to hop on the 76ers bandwagon?
Nope, not the 76ers. I don't believe in the Bucks.
You don't
And
believe
the
in-
Bucks, I think, could push someone that's not LeBron, like you're saying.
Who are the Bucks projected to play right now?
The Raptors, I thought they were the 8.
Are they?
I'm gonna say Bucks because I think they have the talent to push a team that's not like same with you. It's an asterisk.
Not LeBron.
Giannis is never gonna beat LeBron until he's 26 and LeBron is 40. Obviously, that's not comparable, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
Until LeBron is basically done, and
By that time, LeBron's son is.
like when LeBron Jr. enters the league, that's when Giannis has the best shot to dethrone LeBron. He'll have to beat both of them, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think that they'll beat the Celtics or Raptors, but I think they have a shot, I guess. They have a shot. It's Eastern Conference, what do you expect, you know?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Western Conference, I'm going to go to the Spurs.
Eastern Conference usually plays out like the women's tournament. You just pick the high seed.
Yeah,
Move-
I wish I did a
move on.
women's bracket just because I wanted to...
You just pick all the high seeds and
Yeah.
the hardest games.
One of those
to
8-9 games, you just go with a 9 just to be...
whopping score of
Risky.
49 to 15.
Yeah.
More like 140 to 50. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm going to go Spurs because I think they're just such a wild card. Like, they're the best coach team, in my opinion.
And LeBron's a better coach.
In most people's opinions. They still have some talent. Marcus Aldridge has been playing really well, and it all hinges on Kawhi, obviously.
Kawhi doesn't come back.
If Kawhi doesn't come back, this pick is useless. If Kawhi doesn't integrate well, this pick is useless. But if Kawhi comes back at Kawhi level, I think the Spurs actually have a legitimate shot that they could beat the Rockets or the Warriors. Could.
I don't think they beat the Warriors. They beat the Rockets.
They were gonna. I think they were gonna beat the
They
Warriors
match up well against
until
the Rockets
Zaza
better.
injured Kawhi. They were dominating that game.
The Thunder were
On the
dominating the Warriors 2 years ago, and then
The Thunder are cursed, okay, by this team, and thank God because we don't like the Thunder. They do not get to shoot their
you
shot.
get a hockey team soon.
Yeah, good for us.
The Seattle.
Totems.
That's the stupidest name I've ever heard.
It's a potential.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's apparently what.
Totems.
Yeah,
That team should never win a game until they change it.
I agree. I'm not a fan of the totem name. I'm glad that NHL is coming to Seattle. but-
Allegedly.
Where did that even come from? The totems.
No one knows. The governor of
it's kinda-
Seattle just said
It's a
the
Native
Seattle
American.
The governor of
You heard
Seattle.
of
That's
the
a
totem
thing.
poles?
Yeah, I have heard of the totem pole.
Okay, it's based on that.
Did the Seattle area have a large Native American population?
Not the Seattle area, but the surrounding area. There are minor league hockey teams named after an Indian symbol, the Thunderbird.
Yeah. Learn something
Pretty
every day.
cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty cool bird.
You've learned sports today too, actually.
Yeah, it's been really exciting.
Yeah. Awesome.
Who you got in the Masters?
Who do I got in the Masters? Speed. Because Rory just managed to come back after not having won for so long, and I haven't heard Speed's name long enough, and I know Tiger's gonna
Win.
not win. Tiger's gonna play close and not win, but he'll be like,
Tiger will beat Speed.
no.
Yeah.
Speed is gonna win.
No, he's not.
Tiger will pull something.
Speed is gonna show up big, and the only real competition he'll have is Rory.
What about no Dustin Johnson? I don't think he's gonna like fall out of bed this time.
Well, I guess we'll have to see.
Dustin Johnson.
Dustin Johnson will have a top 10 finish, but he
He's gonna
won't.
win.
He will not.
He's gonna win.
Who is going to win? Dustin Johnson or Tiger Woods?
Dustin Johnson.
You just said Tiger Woods.
I said Tiger Woods would be better than Speed.
But what did you say, Dustin Johnson?
I just said it now. Dustin Johnson's gonna
What
win.
about Tiger Woods?
Woods will beat Speed. They'll have
Phil
top
Mickelson
5.
still a thing?
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay, he'll win.
Oh, Mickelson.
Okay.
Alright, guys, this is the end of our show.
So hopefully we didn't make you
because we
any
will
dumber.
Never have him back.
Never.
Just kidding. Maybe we
Let us know in the comments down below who would win in a horse race between jockey number 2 and jockey number 1.
Where's
Yes.
jockey number 1?
Schaefer.
Ah.
Yeah.
Um,
Let us know who you think would win.
and who do you think will win the Masters? I obviously have Speed because.
Or March Madness, because that's way closer.
Yeah, March Madness is also great.
Thanks for joining us. Hopefully we have our sponsor back next week. Very unrefreshed.
Yeah, Propel.
Very unrefreshed Propel.
All
Come
these
on.
crazy takes have kind of stemmed from a lack of Propel.
Yeah,
Um,
not ready to go, not fully refreshed.
Thanks for joining us this week.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
We know you are not the most informed person in the
Wow,
world.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say we'll have you on next year when you fill out a bracket.
Nah,
Yeah, I wasn't that
I'm gonna
generous.
decline.
Oh, okay.
But he does apparently know some baseball,
I do.
so we might have him.
All right, who's going to win?
join baseball.
Real quick. We've
World
already got,
Series?
we already got our World Series predictions.
Don't sleep on the Red Sox.
Okay, but who are they going to win? Are they gonna play something?
They're gonna win.
Okay, who are they gonna play?
Win over the Los Angeles Dodgers
Okay.
in 6 games.
You at least have the Dodgers.
We did. Yeah.
Red Sox won't even make it to the ALCS.
Still
Get out of here, you
Red
Red
Sox
Sox
winning.
fan.
Yankees, Astros, 100%.
Red Sox won't be in the playoffs.
Are you just riding the Giancarlo bandwagon?
No, it's going to be the Astros over the Nationals in Fillmore.
No.
Yeah.
Red Sox don't even make the playoffs. Bold prediction.
Jesus.
Boom. Alright. Thank you guys for tuning in to Shoot Your Shot.
What's the name of our program again?
Shot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
Shot your shoot.
We'll see you next time.